Welcome to the Love Hub channel, where we discuss matters of the heart and give relationship advice to women. In today's episode, we are going to talk about the psychological and emotional impact of being the other woman. This video isn't to shame or judge women who find themselves dating a man who is already married. We have to remember the psychological and emotional effects on being in that kind of relationship, and we need to feel compassion for these women. We will also give little advice on how to deal with this. Remember, the Love Hub is a judgment-free zone. We don't judge women here. We are your safe space. Now let's get to the topic. Number 1, guilt. This is quite obvious. If you are in a relationship with a man who is already committed to another woman, of course there will be feelings of guilt. It's a human emotion. And regardless of how society tries to paint the other woman, the truth is they're also human beings. They have emotions, they have feelings. I'm sure many of these women lay awake at night wondering if they are the reason why their partner's marriage is falling apart, if they are the sole reason why that marriage isn't working out. Of course they will feel guilt. And it's so easy for us to just judge them, point our fingers and say, you're the reason why this marriage is falling apart. You're the one that caused all of this. But the truth is we don't know. I'm sure that before the other woman even came into the picture, that man's marriage was already having problems. A man who is happy and satisfied in his life will not seek out another woman. And the sad part is both women are going to end up really hurt, all because this man decided that his wife wasn't enough and so he needed to bring somebody else into the picture. Both women are going to end up heartbroken over this. If you're the other woman, you need to find a way to deal with those feelings of guilt. You can't allow it to consume you. You really need to sit down and reflect if this is the relationship that you want, if being eaten up by guilt is worth it. Number 2, aloneness. Even though you're in a relationship with someone, that man is not always available because he is already committed to another woman. And so you can't be the first thing on his list. You are never the priority. If you're the other woman, chances are you don't get to spend the special occasions with the person that you love because he is spending Valentine's Day, Christmas, New Year's with his wife and his family. And that can bring a lot of isolation to you. So our advice, if you still don't want to leave this relationship and you feel that you have no choice but to deal with feelings of isolation, we suggest that when your man is busy with his family or his other commitments, that you find other interests and hobbies that you can really pour yourself into, just so that you don't feel so isolated from the world. Make new friends, hang out with your own family. It's really important for you to keep other relationships alive. You need to have other people with you because your man can't be with you all the time. Number 3, feelings of uncertainty. This can be so mentally and emotionally stressful because you don't know what the future will bring. You don't even know if you are going to have a future with this man. And just that uncertainty can bring such a devastating emotional and mental impact on a woman. Because when we love someone, we pour a lot of our soul into that person. We put in a lot of effort to make the relationship work. And so it's really devastating when you don't even know if the time and effort that you're putting into this relationship is going to yield anything positive for you in the future. It's also emotionally stressful because, again, you are uncertain if your lover will spend Valentine's Day with you. You are uncertain if he's going to be there for your birthday. What if you achieved some important career milestone? Is he going to be there? You really just don't know. And so you need to deal with all of this by being more independent. You need to learn to rely on yourself because you don't know when your man is going to show up. And again, it's important for you to have relationships outside of this one. You need to make sure that you have a great support system in place. So don't neglect your friends and family. Number 4, dealing with social stigma. There's still a lot of social stigma attached to being the mistress or the other woman. A lot of people in society simply refuse to try to even understand where you're coming from or why you're in this relationship. And most of them just absolve the man of any responsibility. It's all on the other woman. And so dealing with social stigma is so difficult because you can't be open to other people for fear of being judged. A lot of women who are in relationships with married men won't even open up to their friends and family, and that just brings more isolation to them. So how do we even deal with this type of social stigma? Is there even a support group for other women? Nobody is willing to speak up for the other woman. Everybody just believes that you're the one that caused this marriage to collapse, not the man or not even the wife who may have her own imperfections and flaws. It's all on you. And so it's really hard to deal with this type of social stigma. It's important for you to have a great support system in place. Meditate if you have to, talk to a therapist if you need to, but you can't be alone in all of this. You need someone to be there for you when things get really rough. Number 5, trust issues. And we're not just talking about trust issues with your man. You will also have trust issues with yourself. So when you have a relationship with a married man, you're not really sure if it's going to last between the two of you because he is not committed to you. And there's also a saying, how you win him is how you lose him. And for many, many people out there, unfortunately, that saying is true. We also know that you are smart and beautiful and that you yourself know this. And you may be asking yourself, why am I in this position? Why did I get myself into this? So please don't be too hard on yourself. Love is crazy. It makes you do crazy things. It can be really irrational sometimes. Ladies, you can't be too hard on yourself. You're already dealing with a lot. What you do need is an honest conversation with your man. Figure out if there's a way for you to be together in the future. And if he doesn't give you a straight answer, maybe it's time for you to take a step back and reflect on your choice. Is this really what you want? And is he really worth it? You are beautiful and amazing. You will find someone who will be fully committed to you because that is what you deserve.